The initial reason why I got into surveying, my dad was a bridge inspector with DOT back in Iowa, and we did every once in a while I was allowed to bounce out in the field with them and do some preliminary stuff and some measurements with them too. And that's what got my initial interest kind of into the profession. And after that, my neighbor owned a survey company, so I spent my summers in high school as a rodman, essentially a glorified rodman for my neighbor, working a couple small jobs with them, and really got to the point where I really enjoyed that. And it seemed like a natural deal to walk into McKimmon-Creed. I got hired as I walked in the door, which were good days. Can't do that anymore. And I started as a rodman. We learned a DOT workflow, went through the process of doing that. I learned how fantastic Florida swamps are and the natural environment around here. It's pretty incredible. I had a really good experience doing that, and then from that point I transitioned into going into the office. The drafting experience that I had made that an easy jump, and through that it's just been mentoring to grow through the process to go from a CAD technician to maybe more of a senior CAD position to eventually the point where you're running large projects. Essentially the best thing about what we do is we get paid to do a treasure hunt. You find your historical documents and your old surveys and then try and figure a way to put that on the ground. And then the best part about it is after you think that you found something, and you'll have your field crew digging down a couple feet in the ground, you'll have 3 or 4 people all standing over doing this, looking down in the hole. And the best part about it is everybody's like, oh, what you got there? That's the best part about what you do is when you actually find it and you find something that nobody's seen for 50 or 100 years, and you're able to you get paid to go look for something like that. That's the absolute best part about what we do. We worked up in North Carolina, and I ran a crew surveying a subdivision that had partially started. They had roads and rough utilities cut in, and the neatest thing about it was I remember it just hit me as, I can't believe this is happening. We were sitting on top of this dirt pile. I had a couple guys 300 or 400 feet away, and we could carry on a conversation with no radios or anything else like that. We could literally talk to each other 300 or 400 feet away, and it's so quiet and peaceful out there that it was a whole different realm from any kind of surveying that I've seen. And Carolina was incredible in the fact that some of the monumentation that we found as far as boundaries, I mean, we found shotgun barrels, axle buggies. I mean, it was incredible, the stuff that in those days of early survey, they didn't have iron rods, a whole stack of 500 iron rods that they sank at every property corner. They essentially went out in the yard and said, all right, what do I have that I can dig a hole and bury this in the ground? It could be metal, and that would be helpful. I mean, could we do a stack of rocks? What are we going to... They used what they had available, and I thought that was incredible. It was from Florida to North Carolina, seeing a whole different style of surveying. That was easily the funnest job that we ever had.